So, hello everybody, how are you all doing tonight? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. I was supposed to have a co-host tonight, Tree Bear, as you can see on this side, in theory on paper, but it just so appears that he totally crashed like seconds before we went live. So I'll be moving forward without him in hopes that he is going to join me back as soon as he can, because we lost his video feed. He's not responding on Discord either, even though we're still technically in a call. So, Tree Bear, can you hear me? I think I heard a mic go off.
I think I am back.
Yeah, so I think you may have crashed there. Is it possible?
Unfortunately got disconnected from the call, so.
You were able to join back in, so I guess that's the piece of good news. The bad news, though, is I'm going to need a new OBS Ninja link, because the old one kind of did just die on me. Or die on you, should I say? I don't know if it's impossible to salvage the old one.
I'll just make a new one. It'll be
quick
and easy, right? So.
It's going to be easier. I'm going to have to import or to input a new link myself, but that's really just a really small inconvenience if I do say so myself. And you know what I'll do in the meantime? I am going to share you my screen. This way, you are going to be able to see what's going on when we launch the game. How does that sound?
So let's just. I think that's how it works, right?
Yep. That sounds like a plan. Okay, with any luck, you should be joining us back on stream right about now. That is amazing. So, with you being, and you see my screen correctly, right?
I do not see. Oh, are you on? Okay, so you're.
Yeah,
on.
like the OBS Ninja link I sent you.
Gotcha.
And our map ban is looking a little something like this. I should maybe just tell the guys I sent them the map ban links. I DM'd you the links. Not Kenny. Did you see it? As of course, Thirsty Bastards have banned their first map. So at this point, there still is somewhat of a possibility that Kenny didn't see his, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. I mean, everybody around here is tech savvy enough to be able to figure out a way to open up your DMs when you get a notification, you know? So, yeah, that has been a bit of a rocky introduction, but how are you tonight? Let's have a talk while the players are banning the maps.
Tonight have been pretty good. Just chilling, waiting for some good action of Siege tonight. I heard these teams are close to
Pretty
playoffs, so
good.
it should
Yep.
be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, so to be more specific, this is the last week, or the last play day, if I can put it this way, before the playoffs. So starting next, well, this is the weekend, basically. Starting next week, the playoffs are beginning, and both teams are currently tied for second place. Both teams have a victory, have 5 victories, and 1 loss under their belts. And they both have lost to the same team. That would be OnlyFans. So OnlyFans are the uncontested champions of their group, and they'll be heading into the playoffs basically seated first. Once again, both of these teams are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. They're just disputing the exact ranking. That can have an effect because, of course, the higher up you are, you're going to be playing against a team seated so much lower. So that can, of course, help. But at the end of the day, both teams are absolutely strong, efficient, and capable. So I feel like it's a bit of a nothing burger the way I presented it, because what is this match going to change? Next to nothing, because both teams are going to make it into the playoffs. But then again, I do expect it to be a barn burner of a match, and I do expect to see amazing performances and amazing, well, sportsmanship coming from both teams.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be an exciting game for everybody here. So we'll have to see what kind of process these teams take to ban maps, ban operators. Should be fun. Should be a nice axing match at least. So
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of banning maps, I have just been rambling and rambling and rambling while the map ban was occurring, and now the map veto is basically come to an end without us actually acknowledging it. Do you want to just run through the maps that we're going to be playing tonight and tell us a bit about what you think, or tell us what you think about those maps? Yeah, I'm going to get that English grammar pinned down eventually, but that day has not yet arrived.
it's okay. So the first one is going to be Cafe.
It's
And we have
actually
Oregon and wait,
It's
sorry.
actually Oregon is the first one. Cafe is the
Oregon
tiebreaker.
would be first,
Yeah.
okay.
So I know
Backwards,
your overlay, your UI is a bit different than the one that the players have on the stream. So Thirsty Bastards, you see their logo here. You guys on stream, of course,
Gotcha.
can see that. So they picked Oregon, MishMash picked Villa, and the last one by default is the
Cider's
tiebreaker.
Cafe. Gotcha. All right.
Exactly. But I mean, that's granted, the order in which we play maps can have an impact because, of course, you would expect Thirsty Bastards to be more efficient on Cafe. But still, Oregon, Villa, Oregon, Villa, and then Cafe Dostoyevsky. What'd you make of that? Like, the usual maps haven't been picked here is something that comes to my mind. Like,
Yeah, you don't see
Clubhouse,
Clubhouse.
Coastline.
Yeah, you don't see kind of the Fragger. Everybody knows what they're doing. Maybe it's maybe we'll see some new kind of stuff. Maybe they're trying out some new stuff on some new maps. You never really know. Or maybe it's just maps that they don't want to show. Maybe they won't be playing them in playoffs. All that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
really,
saving strats.
It could be either way, but we'll see. We'll see once they get there. It could just be this could be meme maps as well. So we'll have to get with it.
Absolutely possible. So there's 2 more things I want to touch up on before we just jump into the let's prepare the lobby and let's get the game going. Item number 1, you guys know if you hit exclamation mark vote in chat, well then you are going to be responded by the bot with a link that allows you to basically let us know who you're rooting for, who do you think is going to win the game, win the matchup, win the best of 3. So guys, hit exclamation mark vote in chat. And I believe, there you go, the votes are going to be down below us right about now. That was item number 1. Item number 2, the other thing I do want to point out tonight is, well, last week you weren't there, Treebear, if I remember correctly. Maybe you were lurking in chat, but MishMash Gaming had a new player. They were literally trying him out mid-comp match, and the guy was top fragger. Gohan, you can see his gamer tag maybe mentioned in chat. Gohan is the best. Gohan was getting like 4Ks. He even got a nice, I believe, like 3 kills left and right was like his norm. An absolute top tier fragger. Gohan, top tier player, like they're just saying in chat yet again. So he can be a bit of a wild card in the sense that, of course, MishMash are known to be analytical, to take the time to strat and to VOD their opponents. But then if you bring a new player to the team, that completely changes the dynamic, because the one vacancy that Gohan has stepped into to fill has kind of shifted things around. I don't remember what exactly it was, but something like, say the support player left, well then the second entry becomes support, and then Gohan is second entry. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that can really change things up if Thirsty Bastards were to try to VOD MishMash Gaming. That is something I would not, put to the side or deem as unlikely. In my mind, anything really can happen tonight, especially knowing that there is a crazy high tier fragger on MishMash Gaming side.
Let's just got a name like Gohan. You gotta back your side with a Gohan name.
Yep. And also, I don't know about you guys, but yesterday, the new... I'm going to get the game right now, preparing the lobby. The new overlay really did make my game crash. And okay. Yeah, I think you see it right here. Yes, this is going to be extremely fun. Let's look at this real quick, okay? I will even disable my face cam just to show you guys how ridiculous this is, okay? So, the game just froze here. Nothing is moving, nothing is responding. So I'm gonna have to Alt F4 out of here, okay? I think I don't want to on purpose crash the game just to prove a point. But the thing is, as soon as I open up that overlay, I mean, the new overlay is supposed to be fancy and all, but it just makes my game crash, and it's annoying as all heck. Vulcan couldn't even start yesterday. You saw me have to grant admin privileges once or twice to the program to Uplay before I could launch it today. So I was hoping it would maybe be fixed by now, but apparently that was not the case. I'm gonna have to let the players know. Whenever I open up the new Uplay overlay, my game completely crashes. Do you think you could join my squad / group before I create the lobby or something along those lines? Oh wow, people are voting for MishMash in droves. Well, I guess if you look at the chat right now, I mean, everybody's just saying Gohan easy peasy, Gohan Pro League ready, Gohan, just chanting Gohan's skill level, which I gotta say, I got surprised, and I mean, what they're saying is deserved. But then again, just because MishMash have a good Slayer on their team doesn't mean we should disregard Thirsty Bastard's claim to the game as well, you know? Yeah. So okay, so if there's any computer wizard out there that maybe could understand what's going on, I'm just gonna come back to the gameplay scene real quick. I'm not going to do it this time because I don't want to try my chances or force anything too much. But whenever I open up the overlay, I think this is good. No, even that. Look at this. So the fan is still spinning, but you can see the game crashed because 0 is frozen. The animation just completely broke. And if I go in friends, this is where everything goes south. If I do this, okay, so this is still good. So size here, Kenny. So what I asked the players to do is basically to join my group, to join my squad. This way, I will not have to go through the overlay to send them requests, to send them invites, and then I'm going to be creating the private lobby. So it is going to be a bit of a roundabout way of going at things, but that's the way I found to fix things. And Oh, me being in a do not disturb mode on Uplay may be hindering things. Also, when you're in do not disturb, you're still getting notifications, which is something I found annoying yesterday. Maybe they fixed it today, but I mean, do not disturb, that's the point, to not have stupid pop-ups, because I have like 500 people in my friends list. You know, back when I was an ESL community caster, I had to invite somebody to my friends list every time there was another Go 4 I was streaming, you know?
Yeah.
Use the Ubisoft Connect, the application. Wait, you mean like on my phone? Ah, it's not with me right now. I tend to not leave my phone like sitting on the table next to me when I'm casting. Should there be a notification, I don't want it to pop up in my in my mic. Is Kenny seeing this? It doesn't appear like he is. Are you seeing my screen right now, Tree Bear?
No, I can't even see it either. The OBS link is not letting me see it.
So what I'll do, I'll fix this afterwards. Right now I'm just trying to get the game going. I haven't received an invite. Me opening the overlay. My profile and join my game session, please. My group is open to friends. Yes, that is annoying. That is annoying. So, and then Layako, my girlfriend, saying, just like my computer. Yes, I know. Your computer is going to get an overview, is going to get revamped because, yes, you are using antiquated hardware, and we got to fix that. So let's just hope he joins in. Because I think if they try to join my game session while I'm in a lobby, even if it's a private lobby. Hey, thank you, Kenny. So let's create a custom game again. He's in here. Oh. And yes, we are going to be good to go. Pro League regular rule set. Create a spectator. Central US. Everything seems to be good. And they'll be joining us shortly. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so we got a player on both teams in, and we are going to be working on getting the lobby started as soon as possible. Yeah, so OBS Ninja apparently still like running, or everything is still supposed to be running smoothly. So I'm gonna have to check what's up with that. Oh gosh, let's just close down a few tabs, because that is just a... Yep, for real, I see it correctly in my like preview window. If I send you the same link, it's the same link, right? Yeah, I didn't like copy it. I didn't make a mistake when I was originally copying it to send it to you or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, it's working now. The other link was not working, but now it is.
I think it was the same link, but hey, whatever. If it works, it's fine by me. So our first map was supposed to be Oregon. Let me just, oh yeah, and also hide the, you're streaming your game right now. Our first map was going to be Oregon. Let's just set this. Thirsty Bastards were attacking. So they have the blue team correct. Let me just set the names. Yeah, Thirsty Bastards. Okay, no gaming because there's a character's limit. MishMash Gaming, that is good, that is good. Options and display, let's just have a full screen windowed. Borderless, basically, for thirds, VSync, apply. Mute your phone. Well, I could do that, but right now the phone is really just not in the room with me. That kind of really does solve the issue on a physical level. So I see everybody's in the game. Are you guys ready to go? And are your mosses running?
Yep. Yes.
Sir.
Awesome. Well, you guys know the drill. Good luck, have fun. May the best team win. Of course, Zero still banned, and Tachanka is also banned. I believe you guys asked me this question individually, just like repeating myself to make sure you know or haven't forgotten about that. And with that being said, best of luck to you, and may the best team win. And Tree Bear, let's jump right into it.
All right, we are finally back on track now as we are heading over to Oregon.
Yes. So Oregon, what can you expect from Oregon? Like, what kind of play style is it? Not too hard breach heavy, but still very, very important, I feel like.
Well, if we're looking at it, I mean, it kind of has aspects that you still need a hard breach no matter what, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
If you're going upstairs, if they're gonna attack from attic side, they're probably gonna have to use that hard breach. If they need to get the hatches open for downstairs, they're probably gonna need the hard breach. There's also the walls, bunker side, usually are reinforced. We have been seeing that rotate from the end of bunker hall into the site, where they kind of have that little rotate and a shield plate over there.
Yes.
So yeah, I expect those two sites in particular to be a very heavy presence. Third side is really up in the air. I mean, which side do you want to play, dining or meeting? So it's a kind of a toss up for any team. But we will see Thatcher and Ying being banned out first. Thatcher being banned out by MishMash, and Ying
yes.
being banned out by Thirsty Bastards. So no Yings. They don't want to get flashed today, apparently.
But here's the thing: a typical second ban, a second hard breach ban, would have been Maverick, because without Thatcher and without Maverick, it is it becomes extremely difficult to open up a wall if you can't get the Decayed, Electric Claw, or Bandit Battery destroyed by using a drone hatch or verticality, the kind of stuff that really just is not possible in the basement area, right? So Maverick can just open up a wall or open up a hole in the wall unimpeded, which is why he would usually tend to get second ban as an attacker. I mean, for example, bringing a Kali really isn't convenient for the attackers. But here, that just has not happened. You're right that Ying is an absolute pain in the butt when she's played correctly. And you're absolutely right that she can turn around upside down with only 1 or 2 Candelas. But then again, in my mind, it feels like hard breaching is just going to be to be happening all map long, especially since we're talking about Maverick, because he can open up the hatches, which is something that can be really difficult if you don't ban Cade. Supposing Maverick would have been banned in that case, which right here isn't happening. But do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just not having him out of the game can change things up drastically. And it looks like there's a slight problem with the overlay, in the sense that the logo for Cade, not for Cade, for Ying at the top of the screen is not loading correctly. That is map info. Yeah, sometimes it tends to be a bit random. So let's just refresh the page. And it seems to be working, but to be slow to load. Hey, if it works, it works. So, technical difficulties set aside, what do we have here? A top floor defense, it looks like.
Top floor and no electricity, so they're only going to be relying on those mute jammers. Those are pretty easy to take out depending on where they are, so it shouldn't be too much trouble for the Thirsty Bastards guys. You'll see it looks like quite a heavy presence, at least right now, heading towards attic. They actually have a rotate into tower, and maybe we'll be playing up there as we see Maddox putting down some charges, and Gohan's actually going up there right away. So Malusi is up there with the Jaeger charge. That's going to be very dangerous, and we'll have to see how they utilize this rotate as well.
Yes, absolutely interesting, because you usually want to reinforce that wall. It is an obvious flaw, an obvious weakness in your defenses should the hole or should the entranceway not be watched appropriately. So I mean, an easy kill on Gohan could basically be the beginning of the end for MishMash. I don't expect Gohan to fall down without putting up a fight, because of course, but still, it is a hypothetical possibility. A hypothetical which will remain hypothetical since the attackers, Thirsty Bastards, aren't even playing on Big Tower. Well, Christo is right there, and he's going to get the kill on Gohan! The thing I did not expect to happen did end up coming to pass. Well, English. But that's one point. However, Thirsty Bastards don't seem to be aware of the weakness that they've been able to create, and their players are just falling like flies, seemingly. That run out by Maddox got a kill, got 2 kills actually, got refragged immediately after, and oh, is Christo in? No, he's still outside. The grenade is going to see him, and I don't think that the nade's going to bounce in the right way to kill Axis, but it still could. Oh, it does! Nicely done.
What we're seeing here is a MishMash classic for this new Oregon play. They like the strat very much.
Oh yeah.
This is something that we see quite often from most of their teams, to be honest. They have these holes that they can easily get in. Kenny, just like that, just got the kill from that hole. They have lots of crossfires, and it really spreads the map out too. Obviously,
Yes.
this presence hasn't really been felt because it is down to a 2v2, not as potent as they'd probably want to, but they do have the health advantage. So
Absolutely.
that is definitely on their side, as well as time. There's only 50 seconds left. Raccoons will have the diffuser, but he's actually getting it down as immediately as he gets into Master. So it's only down to Christo.
Absolutely. I gotta say, Thirsty Bastards didn't exactly play in MishMash's hand. But if I was to analyze their defense real quick, and I know the round isn't over, but by having Gohan at the top of the big tower, if they didn't have to have like 1 or 2 players in the attic area or watching kids, you know, that kind of stuff, so that freed up resources to have this heavy presence around, you know, the armory area, top of the main stairs, that kind of stuff, which really did turn on and nib Thirsty Bastards in the butt. And right now, Christo is just panicking. He doesn't want to commit to a push, but there's 5 seconds remaining. What can he do? Not much. It almost looks like he's accepting that he lost the round, but didn't actually want to like run out the building to go for a tactical timeout or something like that. It was an odd ending to the round. He had a roamer behind him, which he didn't push too hard either. So I don't know what he was doing or what he was thinking, but to me, he wasn't thinking straight.
Well, just a little bit of miscommunication there, as the diffuser was all the way down in Master as well. So they were on top of the diffuser, one on the roam behind him. Even if the round was a lot longer, I feel like it would have ended very badly for him. But nonetheless, MishMash will win their first site, which would be upstairs. So now, see, they will rotate back down to basement. Basement, usually the nice secondary site for most teams. Sometimes even the primary site, depending on who the team is. But yes, it's. I think it's a pretty good site, depending on how you play it as well. So.
And I gotta say, I'm just gonna go on a bit of a tirade regarding this map. I like it because, similarly to Clubhouse, the primary and secondary bomb site, aka the top and the basement floor, are pretty similar in terms of viability. So if you don't know your enemy team, you can't actually tell for sure if they're gonna go either by the bunks or in laundry first, which is a sign that the map is well balanced, or the 2 primary bomb sites are well balanced. Of course, the other ones drop off, just like gym and bedroom on Clubhouse. But still, having like that opportunity or that true choice accessible to the players is nice, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And this map is definitely, I'd say, right at this moment, defender sided.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So anything that really the attackers can pull out of these 6 attacking rounds is quite a lot, right? So if they can get at least 1 round, that really makes a difference. Looks like they're gonna go for a full top clear almost. Lots stacked up around this front side as Ash is pushing down main, and we see most of the I think not most, if not all, of the defenders are on the bottom floor.
Correct. Yes. So the interesting thing is MishMash, of course, they're, like you said before, known to strat. They're not going to be going for the default or quote-unquote ranked strat, which tends to be surprising. But Thirsty Bastards aren't exactly doing the typical thing either, right? They're not just pushing into the bunker just for the sake of it. That hatch right there could have been dangerous for Maddox. He just has to count himself lucky that whoever that was, Raccoon, didn't hit his head, because that would have been an unfortunate way for him to go.
Yeah, for sure. He pulled out in the end, did quite a lot of damage to.
Yes.
I think he did a little bit of damage to Crystal, but he did get Wilfred's in the end. So it is down to a 5v4 for MMG as they are starting to push their way slowly down Freezer stairs. We'll have to see. They are going to be caught out by, I believe, a smoke and also the Jaeger, which is down in sight. This angle being very nicely held by Gohan, and he'll be taking out the first Nomad charge. A refrag coming in from Kenny. I think that was, yes, he was all the way over in laundry, I believe. And yeah, that's a good opening pick, but there is many mistakes, we could say, coming out, but it will bluster back into a 3v3, to say the least.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think MishMash are going to be in too much difficulties. I think they can easily take this round. Because if you look at the defenses, it's still mostly intact, right? Hard breaching hasn't done much. Like the one hatch that isn't exactly an OBJ is the only thing Thirsty Bastards were able to open. So even though the numbers are slowly dwindling down, even with limited resources, MishMash should still be able to easily hold on to their bomb sites, you know? Like this, right here, who drops right into enemy fire. The natural cells hadn't been used up yet. Sai gets one, looking for a double, but that is just not going to happen. 30 seconds on the clock, and of course, the health pool is a huge advantage to MishMash Gaming.
Yeah, this is looking like a done and done round. Obviously, there's a lot of damage on the side of the attackers. They're literally one shot each, and just like that, one will be taken down. Ash will try to peek around the corner, and she will also get taken down by Gohan, showing his fragging capability.
Yep. So the chat had been touting Gohan's capabilities. I believe we saw right here why that is. And yeah, it looks like Thirsty Bastards. Okay, I'm just going to cut myself off right there and rephrase what I was going to say. Both teams are interesting. Both teams are more or less trying to reinvent the wheel and not be predictable, not be complacent. So far, would tend to say that MishMash's innovation are more efficient, simply looking at the scoreboard, right? It's a 2-0 situation, but the map is still defense-sided, so I guess I'm going to have to temper my own expectations a little bit on that front. All in all, it feels to me like MishMash Gaming, of course, have this crazy strat, but then Thirsty Bastards don't do the expected thing either. So that should put MishMash's strat to the test, right? Even if the attacker is resourceful, full of surprises, and reactive enough, is your strat still going to hold up against that kind of team? So far, the answer absolutely is yes.
Yeah, for sure. And we could see there could have been a lot cleaner of a round for MishMash as well, right? That was the team kill in the end, kind of might have thrown things off a little bit, but I mean, obviously they pulled it back, so it wasn't that big of a deficit. In other words, could have been a cleaner, right? There could have been a lot heftier round for MishMash, but either way, it works out. They still got the round.
Hi, you know what? I see a really interesting message in chat. I don't know if you're reading the chat as well. Yeah, but okay, so Chanpan, I'm going to go with your first message because you just posted the second one. Hey, chat, semi-professional Siege player here trying to go pro. Any tips on getting further into the competitive scene? I'm currently stuck in silver. Don't understand why my teammates won't ban Fuse. The AK-12 is so good and his gadget is completely broken. Here I am, just solid cover. Okay, I guess he's trolling because
he's copy pasting. That's
okay.
an old copy pasta as well. So.
Okay, because I saw, like, at the beginning, the message was looking like a genuine question, trying to spark an interesting conversation, but then he goes, why won't my teammates ban Fuse? Stuck in silver, anchoring with Kavera, yeah. But all around, if it was a serious conversation, it would have been an amazing conversation to have. But without further ado, let's jump into round number 3. Of course, tertiary bomb site, as we could see, is going to be dining instead of meeting, which I believe has changed. MishMash, they went meeting before. And yeah, Gohan with his shotgun in the attic, so if they peek him, the close quarter is bound to be a godsend to him. Let's see how that plays out.
Yeah, for sure. He's not going to want to peek this too much, as he's trying to get flashed right now, but really there's not a lot of push being brought to Gohan at the moment. He's just going to be held in attic just for now, and Kenny will be supporting him from the trophy room. So he's got plenty of help if he needs it. And plenty of time as well, as there's still 1:30 left on the clock, but that is slowly dwindling down, and Thirsty Bastards, they're gonna have to start picking this up.
Oh, the bullet holes, Of course, Freds was never gonna see them from afar. Is there a Jaeger ADS here? I don't see one. But the throw was a bit poor. The real grenade is gonna... Oh, no, that was not the real grenade either. He gets a kill with the shotgun, not blindsided somehow. Gets another one, looking for a third, but that is just not gonna happen. Plus, the second was just technically a down but not out. Kenny, his supporting player, is no longer with us, aka he could maybe have finished off Langlais, maybe even gotten a double kill if the attacker was reviving mid at the very same time. That's not gonna happen. The last one that could maybe have salvaged the situation was Maddox, but he decided to also drop down the hatch, conceding terrain, conceding map control in order to play for time and to stay alive. That's a trade-off that's not entirely bad or wrong, but it comes, of course, with its consequences. Plus, Raccoon is right here. I don't think Maddox realizes that, because if not, he would not have crossed, you know, through the main lobby the way he did. So to me, it feels like MishMash Gaming, or maybe a tiny bit low on intel. He gets one, that's nicely done, but now who was that? Lefred's? No, Raccoon is likely to turn around. He is also in hot waters. Wow, so Thirsty Bastards are not in as good a position as I thought they were.
Yeah, ooh, a very nice peek coming through from Maddox. That's his second kill of the round, and he's really stirred some trouble up for Thirsty, as they're just going to have to kind of drop in a sight with 5 seconds left. It's not going to work very much, as there's a team kill, and then Axis will get the last kill. What is going on here? Maddox, oh, this is just a little glitch that happens when there's a team kill at the end.
Exactly.
I don't really know what happened there, but either way, MishMash won another round.
Yes. And so here we kind of we went in a circle, and we're back exactly where we started, right? The next defense, round number 4, MishMash defense, having won 3 rounds in a row, are free to go in their primary bomb site, aka dorms, again. And my question to you at this point is going to be, well, how are Thirsty Bastards going to react to that? Because remember what MishMash defense looked like, the potential it had, and how well it worked to their advantage the first time around. You know, the advantage of surprise is huge. And Chanpeta saying, lol, yeah, you got me good. But now that Thirsty Bastards are going to know what to expect, how is that going to affect or to make them play differently, you know?
Well, I mean, MishMash has always been a strong team. We know that, right? They've been to playoffs many times. And I don't think they're going to give up their defenses that easily.
No, definitely
really,
not.
What Thirsty Bastards are going to have to do is just play more together. They are pushing the same direction, but they're not looking for trades. They're not looking for multiple fragger stances. They're just kind of going for the one-for-one trades, if you shall say. The flanks are getting washed as well, or the flanks aren't getting washed as well, and it's just kind of it's a little sloppy. They just need to pick up their game a little bit, and I think it could be a lot better game from them as well. So.
But here's something. It's not the same defense as they use, or it's not the same strat that they used in the very first round. So the advantage of surprise is still going to hold. And they're really doubling down on the roam game this time. That basically implies that you have so many less... Oh, Maddox with a huge kill. But that should allow Jackal to come in. He is just going to evade those bullets. Nicely done. They lost a player, but they now have a definite foothold on the building itself. And that can... Oh, he's going to hit Kenny, but doesn't know it. No, wait, Kenny's on the first floor. Oh, that had so much potential, but there you have it. UMP45 just shoots so goddamn slowly compared to the R4C. In a game that's all about headshots, a rate of fire really is the only thing that truly matters.
Even though it was a trade in the end, I feel like MishMash gets away with that a little bit better, as not only is it a Zofia off the board, but there's not really that much map control at the moment. They have armory with the Jackal, but other than that, what do they really have? They don't really have downstairs. They don't have anything in meeting, and so it's just kind of slow play going on from MishMash, just trying to hold them off as long as they can. It looks like.
Yep. And here's the thing, like, there are a few roaming silhouettes, so Axe is going to be dropping down, likely to walk back up. I want to say the freezer or the main stairs. And there's also Gohan. So you could see Sai trying to go for a vertical gunfight by the classroom area, or along those lines. He was really unaware of the threat the roamers are presenting, because if he did know they were there, he would never have played the way he did. And to me, that is a huge opportunity for MishMash Gaming if they seize it well. I mean, he is Pulse, for crying out loud. If he wants to stick a nitro cell to the ceiling, that is a guaranteed kill.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe there's more than one downstairs as well. So
correct.
If it comes to that,
oh no, Axis went back up. He's last. He's last
so Axis can still get his way downstairs if possible. But Gohan making a very long flank coming up Laundry. We'll have to see if it pays off. But they will just storm into sight. One kill for the Thermite on Maddox, and the plant will be going down. Lefred's gets one on Gohan, and Char will trade back on Sai. The plant's still going down, and he sees it eventually, but doesn't get onto the diffuser. Oh no, that's unfortunate timing from Axis, as he did see somebody right in his face, but the smoke grenade might have impeded his vision. Now I don't believe he knows there's a Jackal, but the Jackal missing his shots. Char will refrag onto the thatch or onto the thermite, and he'll actually get another one, and that is a triple kill for Char. It's down to a 1v1. Char and the Jackal of Lafreds. He knows where he is, but Lafreds gets the shots this time. Char does not pull out the round. He would have gotten a 4K there, and wow, that was a blast on the site for sure, wasn't it?
Yep, that was the first round that Thirsty Bastards won, and I kind of feel like they absolutely earned it. You could see them struggling to game map control, right? They had a hard time forcing out the roamers. I mean, the runouts and that kind of stuff were an absolute pest near the beginning of the round. But then they're able to breach, you know, the walk-in closet wall. They smoke, and the plant was extremely daring, right? It ended up working. Then they just spread out. I don't want to say fled like cockroaches, but they did spread out pretty well. And that then ended up to be too much for MishMash to handle.
One thing that I think could have changed the outcome as well is the castle tried to run out onto the ash. He did surprise her, I believe. It looked to be quite a surprise as the ash was pulling up her gun. But if he would have just stayed back, you gotta wonder what would have happened if he just stayed back, maybe gone to site. Who knows? It would have been a 5v4 at that point, but he did eventually jump outside, die on the outside as well to the ash. But you know, you can't win them all. So MishMash had a good effort, but Thirsty Bastards with a very nice execute on the site. Came down to a 1v1 in the end, which is a little concerning. But yeah, I think it was a pretty good round on the side of Thirsty. It was slow, but it was a good execute.
Yeah, slow but methodical, and a bit risky, but that was calculated risk. Let's just put it at that. I want to say one thing though. Thirsty Bastards just won their first point. MishMash, even though they lost, could have gone upstairs again. They elected not to do so. That is typical of them, to switch rounds, switch bomb sites, no matter whether they won or lost the previous round. But the last thing I wanted to jump on before we acknowledge that the round has actually begun is the fact that Thirsty Bastards won their first round on a defense-sided map. So, you know, rule of thumb would be on such a map, a 4-2 split by the time the half-point mark hits. It would be more or less indicative of evenly matched teams. So do you think Thirsty Bastards will win either this or the next one?
Well, they have a little bit of momentum. That's the only thing I can really see going for them. But they really are, looks like, taking the exact same route, trying to push through Laundry pretty quickly. They are making good time of it, but other than that, it's the same sort of push. I don't know how this will work out. Laundry is not really the push on Oregon anymore. It's very narrow, it's very shielded off, and we'll have to see what happens. Sharp playing the Alibi. This is an interesting pick as well. We'll have to see how this plays out. There's utility off the board, but also it's very good utility as well. We'll have to see what kind of use they use for it on the basement, as this is sort of another strat than the first one.
Yeah.
Gohan and Char are not playing in the same room, so that's probably good for Char's health.
It's slightly different, but overall, yes, still very similar. But my question is, they're really going straight for the throats and being kind of risky about it. Just like you said, Thirsty Bastards are willingly going into a choke point, trying to just make things work, but that is not bound to happen. Right here, the cross angle, the crossfire. Oh, he misses! Could jump on the box if he wanted to. Oh yeah, that player, that silhouette over there is being a tiny bit cocky, but that's the thing, right? Playing in a predictable fashion is likely to yield predictable outcomes. Right there, being static for too long is going to be his demise. 1v4 situation, he could revive it up to a 2v4, but Kenny is going to push in. That is likely to be costly. No, he's going to shut him down. But look at the health pool. Both players could just, you know, fall off the roof at this point, or fall off, you know, 7 feet, and that would be the end of them.
Yeah, this is they're not really. It's 10 health within the two of them really, and it's not looking super well. As Char is on full health, Axis and Maddox both about half. Now Lafreds is trying to get a nice flank. We'll have to see if that pays off, but he doesn't see the pixel angle, and Axis will get another kill. And shortly after, Char will get another kill as well. So another round for MishMash Gaming, and basement hold is on.
So
Just
yeah,
saying nice shot in chat. There's a little bit of sportsmanship going through.
that's the kind of
Always like to see that.
that's the kind of thing we do like to see. I mean, I think the biggest problem, or the biggest issue we've had this week, aside of like the cheaters that got kicked out pretty quickly, was like the passive aggressive sarcastic comments like, "Oh, thanks for the scrim," as you know, basically implying the other team is not an actual worthy opponent, that kind of stuff. It just irks me the wrong way, because of course it does, right? But when that is the biggest issue you have, or the biggest problem you have, I think that the community as a whole is pretty healthy, and that's not the kind of comments that on its own I believe warrants like a ban or anything, but they get a warning, and if it happens again with, you know, a similar level of insult, well then, due to them having previously had a warning, then the player in question is going to be timed out and the team will have to replace him for the upcoming matches. But I think that's the kind of thing that is fairly easy to manage, right? If it's just the one player, at the worst case scenario, kick him off the team, you know? I may just be talking out of my butt. So let's look at this. Round number 6. Yet again, I want to underline that. MishMash Gaming, they could go by the bunk area again, because they lost there, remember? And they elect not to do so. This being a tertiary bomb site, it is statistically weaker or harder to defend. They're therefore statistically giving Thirsty Bastards a higher chance of winning. Which is something I find fairly odd. Is it because Thirsty Bastards will then expect them to go to the top floor and they will handpick a composition to attack the top floor, and then they realize that's not the case, so they have to adapt and make do, which would then maybe put Thirsty Bastards at a bit of a disadvantage. But that's just mind games, and I believe I'm reading too much into it. I don't think it goes that far.
Well, at the moment, it could just be a little bit of mind games. It could be that case. You know, throwing people off, maybe saying, oh, well, maybe they aren't going upstairs, and maybe we have to rethink our strategy on the fly, right? It's not really a concrete thing, but yeah, I think that's a good analysis of the situation, and we'll have to see how Thirsty Bastards play through this round.
Absolutely. I mean, anything really is possible coming off of them. They sometimes do, well, they never do the expected thing, right? So I don't expect to see them push through small tower, but then the unexpected or odd push, or the odd, I want to say, behavior could also be construed as being either full of surprises or just playing out the wrong idea or the wrong tactical decision. So really, it can absolutely go both ways. So far, it goes more often than not MishMash's way. But really, this was Crystal going down already. He's going to be put down eventually. Come on, don't miss that. There you go. And that is our already opening pick for MishMash Gaming. But Crystal had done his duty. He did destroy the mute jammer. He did allow Raccoon to open up an opening in the wall. But Raccoon will not be in a position to use said opening, because all of his teammates are dead around him. He doesn't have a claymore, and if he pushes, he's just going to be opening up his back to a nasty round game. So it looks like the push basically just fell apart, and the attackers are now pretty much paralyzed.
Yeah, 3v5 on the side of the attackers here, and one's actually playing close on tower stairs. You see two people up near bunk's side and one in meeting. This is not a very connected push, if I can say so myself. Raccoons has diffuser in meeting, and the other two will try to rotate a little bit. Seems like they're trying to rotate down to the hallway, but Kenny's going to get a pick, as well as Axis, and it's all Raccoons alone, and he's not going to get it either. Axis will get another kill, and that's a flawless round for MishMash, as we skip to the next round.
Yes, and that's actually role swap right now.
It is role swap, yes.
So I just want to underline one thing. I don't know if you realize, I didn't tell you, but the screen share on Discord is enabled so that you can see the replays when we're not looking at the gameplay screen directly. I do believe Thirsty Bastards are maybe slipping a little bit. What tells me? Look at this. Look at this crosshair placement. He's aiming basically at his at waist
ground
level. Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
And that's not something you would expect from a team that only has one single loss in the main season so far. I mean, 5 victories, 1 loss is still a pretty goddamn good track record, and having this kind of behavior or displaying this kind of skill level is not what gets you there. Is their morale low? Is their morale tanking? It could hypothetically be the case, But now they're getting the defense. Now they're getting the quote-unquote easier side. So Thirsty Bastards, if you guys are having a hard time, you know, on the morale or on that front, now is the time to just have a reset, take a breather, because if you don't think, if you're hesitant about your own capabilities right now, MishMash will just not hesitate to exploit that weakness coming from you.
Well, something also that, like you were saying earlier, they're both second place teams, correct?
Correct.
And they
Both.
both lost to the same first place team as well.
Yes,
correct?
they both lost only to OnlyFans. OnlyFans, who are the retaining champions from the last season, so they're defending their title, which in a sense, I guess, explains why they're still first and why it's not too surprising. But yes, that's the thing. That's the way things are right now.
It's kind of what it shows to me at this point. It's kind of the gap between, you know, OnlyFans and MishMash, and then OnlyFans and Thirsty Bastards. If they continue like this, but we'll have to see. There was a close call on the side of Christo, and he's just gonna push back to site with the Roni. He is playing this hard roam, but we'll have to see if he can do anything effective with it.
He's likely to get cut off by Maddox here. Oh no, he does. Oh, okay. But
So he has a way out.
Yeah, but he kind of feels trapped here. I mean, Maddox didn't even come in. His goal was just to destroy the mute jammers, which is absolutely viable. But really, that lack of intel, lack of situational awareness is costing Christo. He's not roaming somewhere where the attackers are going to be, so he's not holding up anything. And he's not harassing, not sowing doubt, not sowing chaos, even if it's just to destroy the flank watch drone, you know, to make the attackers a bit more hesitant. He's not doing any of that. And he's actively expecting somebody to come through white stairs. I mean, there's no reason to be prone right there if it wasn't the case. And yeah, he just does not know where his opponents are, and that artificially creates a 3v5 situation. That's not too encouraging if you're a Thirsty Bastards fan or supporter right now.
Yeah, the only reason to be sitting on those white stairs is if you want to throw the biggest comeback in history of Siege with a CZ7 standing up on white stairs. But nonetheless, we will see them try to hold off this attack from Attic. They're trying to go for a little split push as Gohan is going from Master, and the rest are coming through Attic. This is going to be interesting. Raccoons with a late reinforcement. I believe that was an Attic. So they are going to have no rotate in the bunks. But this is Attic control for them. Gohan getting sniped by the Roni, and that is down to a... Oh, and somebody else getting downed. Axis will get picked up, but that is damage off the board. Ace will put his Los, per se, on the wall, and this split push is looking a little hesitant at the moment as Axis is low on health. Everybody else is on full health, though. We'll have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, it is extremely even-sided, except for the health pool disadvantage that MishMash have, only because Axis fell into the Frost Trap, which is odd. I mean, a team of that level should usually be droning enough to realize that there's a Frost Trap, especially if you know that there's a trap-based operator at play, and I don't believe 1 second that they didn't even know that Frost was a part of the composition. But right here, oh, he was looking for the jammer, didn't know he was there. Maybe he did. There was a drone at the top of the red stairs, but it feels like Ace came in unaware, and that kind of cost him, or almost cost him. They did plant the diffuser right here. I missed that too, by the way. Right here, Christo is... Well, his positioning is proving to be interesting, but he's not yielding any results, unfortunately. Not pushing in far enough, and now the 2 remaining defenders, basically with an attack role right now, are just unaware. That is a dead body. He realizes that Char is right there, but Char is not going to expose himself more than necessary, and peeking him really does turn your back to the top of the Attic area. So really, it was an unwinnable situation. Axis and Char both getting a kill in rapid succession. It was a predictable outcome, and now MishMash are only 1 point off the match point situation.
You say it was an unwinnable situation, but really they could have stopped the plant years before that if they didn't lose the guy in trophy.
Well, I mean, once the plant was, once the fuse was planting, I was talking about, you know?
Yeah, I understand that, but before, I mean, if they didn't get the plant down, I mean, I really don't know how they let that through. They know the guy in trophy dies right here. They have to do something about it. They just kind of let it happen as he dies.
Yeah.
So the plant was very fast nonetheless, but yeah, it was interesting round from Thirsty Bastards.
Yeah, if you know that you have nobody in games room, that angle right in front of the Attic really is open for business, and that's what they did. So yeah, Thirsty Bastards. I mean, that's always the thing, right? When you have a defender that dies as the remainder of the defending team, do you want to basically not try to fill in the gap and shrink the area you're trying to hold on to, or do you want to try to extend yourself a bit more and send somebody to pick up the slack? But that also implies that somebody is no longer watching the angle he previously was. So it's a bit of a mixed bag depending on what you want to do, or what your tactical decision making is going to be. In that case, Thirsty Bastards really did enjoy staying behind. Oh, that drone is just taunting. They really did enjoy staying behind their defenses. It worked in the sense that they didn't die, but that came to the cost of map control, and MishMash were efficient in using that to their advantage. That drone, though, likely is going to know what is up, so I don't expect MishMash Gaming to fall victim to the alibi play. Oh, and
once again, alibi coming out to play. This is heavy push in the trench. We'll have to see.
There's nobody here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean, there's
yeah,
nobody there.
see,
It's
yeah.
a full-on push. There's all 5 of them on the 4 now, okay? But I mean, Raccoon will be the first one to contest the area. There's a mute jabber, but Maverick cares very little about that. And yeah, this round could go over really quickly. It is a 6-1, and I feel like Thirsty Bastards are aware of that, and MishMash Gaming want to put a swift end to the game. That's, to me, what it feels like. There's somebody at the top of the stairs, but that's what is not exactly contesting right now. The first line of defense is likely going to be Raccoon, but he's not looking for a gunfight either. So really, just being passive and borderline complacent just gives a lot of wiggle room for MishMash Gaming. 2 kills in rapid succession already. And I yet have to hear a single defender gun go off. As I said, Langley is going to start firing, but he's not going to be getting any kills out as a result of that. He just revealed his position.
Yeah,
Everything
Maddox gets another kill, and it's just a steamroll at the moment. Vigil's off site, somebody's in laundry. This isn't looking good for the defenders, as MishMash are rolling right now. They are getting the plant down, and that's another kill. Gohan is with that kill, and it's just down to the mute. He will throw a C4 up. It will not get anything. It will down somebody, but in the end, it's still a flawless round for MishMash as they end the half, or I should say the first map.
That was brutal.
That was fast.
Very.
I don't know what to say
uncharacteristic
about
from them.
that. That was
Like, MishMash are the kind of team that will thrive off the 20 seconds meta, which is going to disappear soon. But for the time being, like, they are going to go with the very, very well documented, slow, methodical intel gathering, utility burn, and then push in, well, when you know everything about your opponents. They didn't do that here. So really, it goes to show that they are absolutely comfortable with different play styles. And that's really nice to see, in the sense that it makes them harder to counter strat or to counter, to thought them, because if you expect them to do one thing and you have a really good setup that would prevent, say, the 20 seconds meta, well, then they're just going to execute a well-coordinated push, or well-coordinated rush rather, because they've shown that they're capable of doing that, basically.
yeah, that was I mean, it was a fast game, right? It was a fast map, and we'll have to see if Thirsty Bastards can recover. Like, that was such a fast game. They're gonna have to, they're gonna have to flip the switch real fast, and hopefully in the next map they can come back. But it's looking like dire needs for them right now. So.
Yep, it is going to be it's going to be down to the wire. Both teams saying that they do not want to go for a 5 minutes break. So basically, I am just going to be updating the map, updating the teams' names, and telling the game that the orange team starts attacking first, and then we're just going to be jumping right into the next match. So if you want to go for like another 30 seconds of analysis, now might be a good time.
Man, what can you analyze there when it was just so quick?
I mean, the map as a whole, I mean, looking at the dynamic between the two teams, how do you expect that dynamic to play out, knowing that we're going into Villa next?
Well, Oregon is a lot different from Villa. I'd say that Villa is even more defender-sided, and seeing what MishMash just did on defense, I can imagine that they're gonna.
Was there a second one besides
probably stomp on defense here too? We'll have to see about the attacking side. I haven't really seen them on Villa, so it could be a lot different story. Maybe Thirsty Bastards have some tricks up their sleeves, but it's not at this point. I'm not really expecting anything different. So
So I will just tell this to the players to be sure. So yes, we just wanted to confirm everything with you guys. We're in Villa. MishMash, though you're on the orange team, you're attacking first. I just had to update these settings, and now I'm ready to go. You guys are still ready, of course?
Yep.
Awesome. Well then, good luck, have fun. May the best team win. And that will have been a pretty quick one.
yeah, that was very quick.
The way we like it.
That's fine by me. That's
Yeah, the downtime is, well, boring. We're trying to
Yeah.
fill it with analyzing and all, but really, we're here to see the frag fest.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get right into it. Villa. So this is a big map. It's kind of like Oregon where there's 3 floors, but it's also I think it's kind of choke points as well, right? So
Yes.
how are thirsty bastards when they get on an attack? How are they going to counter that as well? How are they going to utilize these chokeholds for MishMash? So it's going to be. I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of adaptations thirsty bastards bring into this, because obviously, like we said, I mean, it was a slaughterhouse. Let's just be honest. It was a slaughterhouse. 7-1 is never a score you want to see when you're on the one, right? So
And when the teams are tied as regards to the standings, that's not the outcome I would have expected, considering, the statistical balance of power between the two teams, just looking at the numbers.
yeah, for sure. It's maybe they're just trying to take it easy, moving into playoffs. Maybe take an off game. Don't really worry about strats or any of that such. But I mean, you'd expect even on their off day where they're just having fun, trying to frag out and stuff, that they would have something to bring to the table at the moment.
Here's another thing that might be interesting to consider. MishMash just won the game with relative ease. I think relative is an understatement, actually. But that kind of just goes to show that they don't really have to strat or to go all out in order to be sure to win their games. So what I mean by that is, simply put, would there be a possibility that MishMash will stop stratting, stop trying, and, I mean, for lack of a better word, go for the default rank strat in order to save strats later on for the playoffs, which is what will actually matter,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's in their blood, to be honest. I think they
You're right.
they just want to go for it, But either way, I think I think MishMash won't be much different, right? I think they will do exactly what they do all the time. But hey, we'll have to see. We're starting with an aviator defense, as we have some sort of electricity this time in a bandit. So this will be different from Oregon, at least in that sense, that we have a little bit of bandit tricking possibility. We'll have to
Well,
see.
to be fair, Thirsty Bastards only defended for 2 rounds, so they didn't really get too many opportunities to bust out a bandit in the first place. But really, it's not just bandit. Mute is there as well. So if they want to protect every reinforced wall there is, they absolutely could. Is it going to happen? It yet remains to be seen. But in theory, they can make hard breaching an absolute nightmare for MishMash Gaming.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to see where these bandits and mute placements are going to be. But either way, it'll have to be countered in some sort by MishMash if they're going to want to get through. They're going to start with a master side push, as looks like all of them are on that side. And we'll have to see what Raccoons can do, as he will probably... Oh, actually, no, Christo. I was going to say Raccoon's probably first engagement, but no, Christo is heavy roaming on this side. So we'll have to see what kind of presence he has with the Roni.
And he could maybe, I'm right, talking about Sai, could maybe stick a nitro to the ceiling if he so desires. But no, the Roni isn't going to be going off too much, as... Oh no, don't blow it off just yet. Don't. He's going to wait for somebody to give him intel. Now might be a good time, and that's the kind of thing you want to see. Nicely done. If your gun skill is maybe slightly inferior to your opponent's, no offense, right? But once again, we saw how the first map went. Well, then that resorting to that kind of trickery really could help to tip the scales. Because of course, the gunfight can go both ways. So him winning that, him getting a kill that the attacker rather, could really not protect himself against is pretty clever.
Yeah.
And Sai is there again, and he also has a nitro cell, by the way.
Yeah, these
Look
are
at
good
this.
refrags on the side of Thirsty Bastards. They definitely were a lot more organized this time, as you can see. The first C4 went off. There was a trade on the side, but Sai was right there to trade him back out. So Maddox and Gohan both will be gone. Those are two big fragging operators that we saw last game. So we'll have to see what kind of stuff they go. Bandit is going to try to trick this wall, and he's going to lose a little bit of health
And a battery.
and a battery, but nothing of real concern at the moment, as Ace hasn't really thrown anything on there, and I think they're just waiting, knowing that Bandit is close by at least.
And now MishMash are kind of stretched thin. Axis doesn't want to commit to a push because he seems to feel there are a few more Romos on the first floor. Sai has yet to be dealt with, first and foremost. Kenny, he just failed in opening up, as you said, Volt, so now he's room for a full-blown rotate for study. Oh, Axis is going to get a nice kill. So he maybe is committing a bit more Shars with him. They're not spreading themselves too thin, but still, Sai is an unaccounted for roamer. He just came up the main stairs, and Kenny is likely to, generally speaking, expect somebody to be on his left. But that plant, there's natural shot being tossed. It is not. Sai's gonna get the kill. He's likely to be refragged. No! What is happening? A flurry of kills. Diffuser has been planted, and now Kenny just has to survive and to play for time. Peeking that way could be risky, especially if he loses the gunfight. But there's a Valkyrie camera. That's why they knew exactly what was going on. They were going to bait, but they're lining up! He gets one, looking for the other. Lefred now has to push in. He is far away. The shotgun is going to deal massive damage, but it's still just barely not enough. Though, Kenny would not survive another shot like this. He is pulling back right now, and that is time-consuming. Lefred has to push behind. He doesn't know where he is. Oh, he gets the kill, but it's going to be too late. Maybe, maybe not. Is it 7 or 7.5 seconds? He's not gonna make it.
Close.
I don't think he's gonna make it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, it was very close.
Bro, that was, like you said, goddamn close, though.
Very, very close, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I thought he might have got it, but he was very close.
Ace should have stayed hidden. That would have been a decisive victory. You know, he was on the balcony, but he still peeked. I mean, oh gosh, which rounds are from right now and which ones are from before? Oh, no, did we just see so many replays? I believe we did. Because sometimes I do not delete the replays from the previous round. And sometimes I have so many that I doubt myself, but it's just because I had done a magnificent job as the observer. I am going to allow myself to pat myself on the back just this one time. Because out of my 3 characteristics of casting, producing, and spectating, I believe my spectating level is the lowest if I was to go with the RPG terminology. I got to level my spectating skills up, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But back to the game here. This was a very close round for the side of Thirsty Bastard. They probably should have had that diffuser going down, that C4 landing just on the other side. I don't quite know how that was, but Kenny getting a very nice pick, as you just saw on the replay. And then obviously Little Freds gets the pick, but cannot get the diffuser in the end. It was very, very close, to say the least. But that was all for naught, as the 1v1 in the end goes to the side of the ace.
Yep, so it does. And here's another difference between Thirsty Bastards and MishMash Gaming. Whereas MishMash will go on their circular bomb site on this map, it would of course be statues. Thirsty Bastards elect to do the same thing, but I guess they vowed to have a better execution in order to basically get a win out of the round that was extremely close just a few moments ago. Sai is going to be roaming just like he was, not in the basement, and Christo is also not going to be too insisting on the top floor, and that has a very simple reason to it. MishMash are not pushing through Master's bedroom. Instead, it's basically it mix up between main entrance, the bathroom right here, and of course study. Gohan just going to get a first kill. Christo is kind of overwhelmed. He felt surrounded, right? He was kind of panicking. Maddox is going to capitalize on that, and just just like that, without even a minute played on the clock, it's already a 3v5 situation.
Oh, a little peek from the bar side there will not account to anything, but he did a little bit of damage. But that really, that was an unfortunate peek. He probably could have gotten more off of it. MMG almost seemed like they're playing a little bit pissed now. They got two quick kills, and are regrouped and ready to push somewhere else. But Ash will get downed on piano. He will be able to probably get picked up here soon, and he will. So he's back in the fight with very low health, to say the least.
Wait,
but,
what angle was that?
Wow, another
How
pick.
did he die?
Another pick. And another pick. It's a 1v5 on the side for Lang, and the Bandit can't do much. That's another flawless round from MishMash and another attacking round. So, this is not looking.
What?
Oh.
Was that?
Oh, sharp. Oh.
Wow.
Get his moss files. Get his moss files. Good lord.
Walls, kidding until proven otherwise. But yes, I mean, polar opposite to the last round. Since it was a flawless round, well, then this time around there weren't too many replays for me to record. So there you go, 3. Oh yeah, he really did get wall banged. I mean, at the same time, you just gotta be aggressive with those wall bangs because it's gonna work one every, I want to say, like 20 times if you have good call-outs and such, right?
Yeah.
But those 1 out of 20 times equate to literally 3 kills. Let's not kid ourselves here. Langlais was gonna die one way or another, but if it's an opening pick, if it's the one unbeatable top fragger of the enemy team, such a wall bang is difficult to counter, you know? So
Yeah,
it can
for
really
sure.
make the difference. Here, it wasn't in a situation where the wallbang was needed, but it's still a very good habit and skill level or playstyle to get familiar with as a Siege player, because those free kills can turn around here and there.
Yeah, that could have been a lot better on the side of Thirsty Bastards. That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
very quick round once again. I believe there was about a minute. There was a little bit less than a minute on the clock. But those first 2 kills were within the first minute of the game, or of the round. So it was I don't really know what to say for Thirsty Bastards now, as they've lost their first 2 defending rounds. That's not
Yeah,
something you like to see.
that's no small defeat for them. I
No.
gotta say, MishMash really did know how to play though. Oh, he does get the best. I thought the angle was too steep. It was a nice entry into the building, right? When I believe it was Gohan with IQ, G8 Gober, you know, through the toilet window. I, as a defender, rarely expect somebody to pick that entry point into the building. Ergo, I rarely watch the angle, neither did Thirsty Bastards, and this is why and how he sees the gun. If Gohan dies, that's a huge loss for MishMash Gaming. There you go. It's a 4v4, so neither team really having the upper hand per se. But of course, taking away their greatest asset is bound to cause friction here. MishMash are now no longer as aggressive as they would have been if Gohan was still in play, and suppose I want to say Axis was killed instead of Gohan, you know?
Yeah, I'll have to see. They still have Maddox on the board. Kenny clutched out that first round. And Char has been very good the entire team. But he will get pinched by Kenny, and he will get picked off. The Bandit taking quite a lot of damage as well, and he will toss a Nitro Cell. Nothing doing, though. He will go down to the living room and try to make his way around.
Yeah, he's gonna come out of this alive. One thing that is for sure, MishMash, they're not the kind of team to overextend themselves. Flashed as he is, he's never gonna get the kill, and he dies. MishMash aren't overextending, right? They're all pushing from the same angle. They're not trying to push from 7 angles at once with like 3 players remaining, if that exaggeration makes any sense. So by having a very concentrated firepower, it allows for great rotation capabilities for the roamers, right? He was never going to cut off, but if he tries to outflank them, somebody is going to be sticking with the group and watching the flank. But in that instance, Langlais was able to get out of there alive with minimum difficulties because of MishMash's grouped or bunched up playstyle.
Yeah, so it'll be a 2v4 for Raccoons and Lang, and the plant is actually going down in statue. Maddox will take one out, and Maddox will get another one. This is too easy for MishMash right now. They're just getting round after round on attack on Villa. So, wow, this is this is looking a little interesting for Thirsty Bastards. This is hopefully we don't see a 7-0. Hopefully they can get a couple rounds in here.
Is their morale broken? Because, I mean, they lost the first map. They lost on Oregon in a very brutal fashion. But this, once again, look at the very, very first round from this map. The teams are supposed to be equally matched, but that is just not the reality of the situation right now. Why is that? Why is the theory so different from what we're actually seeing?
Yeah, we really don't know. And I mean, even with Gohan gone, he got picked pretty early by the Mozzie. The Mozzie still got pinched relatively early in the round, and I mean, they still came out with 4 players alive. So you gotta wonder what's going through the heads of Thirsty Bastards right now. Wonder if they're feeling any kind of anxiety right now, seeing if I mean, let's be honest, they still have made it to playoffs, right? So
Oh yes, definitely. But if they can't beat MishMash here, assuming MishMash have a better track record than them in the playoffs, which would make sense if MishMash can beat Thirsty Bastards, how are they going to beat them if they face them off in the playoffs for a second time? You know?
Exactly, yeah. This is a good playoff preview if you will.
Oh yes, I mean,
They,
once again, the outcome of the match matters somewhat little because both teams are going to make it to the playoffs either way. But let's just hope for their sake that it's not going to play like this map
C4.
plays. If not, yes, nice C4 by Christo. It was Maddox. Christo even saying Kobe. And we could sense the aggressivity being ramped up, right? Sai was right by the exterior door. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, Shark gonna get a nasty kill as well. I'm not exactly sure if you have audio through the screen share I'm sending you. I truly don't know. But we could hear a drone right here by the old office doorway, just outside. So that's why Sai didn't exactly run out. But there's somebody right there. And Freds is going to react to Kenny's positioning, but that is just not enough. And now Kenny has basically an entryway into the OBJ. There's Jaeger right there behind the crates, but he's not exactly looking behind the table because that opening is also being used. They're just funneling into OBJ. It's a retake situation, full-blown retake situation, might I add. Lagla getting one, but the diffuser has been planted, looking for a second one. That, however, does not happen. And I can't even switch POVs. Axis already has fragged Sai out.
MMG are feeling pretty good right now. I think that's clear by the way they pushed that round. Even after getting spawn kill C forward, they still relatively rush site. That was pretty much a rush site. Let's be honest. I mean, Kenny was here. Now look at the clock. There's 2:20 on the clock right now. He gets a pick immediately on the kitchen. The rest follow suit. So that Thirsty Bastards was not ready for that, and man, MishMash are steamrolling once again.
Yes, they are. But why is that? I mean, I'm talking to Thirsty Bastards more than anything else here. But the Zofia, like you said, no, it wasn't Zofia. What was it? Ace? Yeah, it was Kenny, right? Who ran up the pantry stairs. Like,
I think it was Zofia.
Oh no, it was Kenny. You can see right here. Like,
okay, Ace, yes.
Kenny should have been stuck there. Pantry is supposed to be a choke point, which the defenders are supposed to use to prevent access to the bomb site. But the defender, in that instance, the Freds, was a bit too aggressive. He peeked. I mean, we saw him die. But nobody turned around and nobody reacted to his death. And that was just a free opening. And at this point, I can almost feel the despair for Thirsty Bastards. They failed to win a round on primary bomb site, twice might I add, secondary and tertiary bomb site also. So at this point, what has changed? Or what would lead us to believe that the outcome of this round would be different than the outcome of the rounds before on this very bomb site? So far, I don't see anything that would compel me to predict the opposite outcome, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like the exact same lineup as last time. And it looks as well that they kind of have the same setup as well. So we'll have to see how they kind of adjust, I guess. Other than that, I don't know how they adjust much more. It looks like a little bit harder of a roam this time as we have Mozzie downstairs. Valkyrie's actually going to be playing this rather aggressively, and they're just pushing very strong. And ooh, the wallbang's almost coming out, and he's going to get crossfired. There is one of your roamers gone. That is upstairs. Master and trophy side pretty much taken care of, as We'll have to see how the bandit plays out now. He is playing in 90. A little bit of spray coming in the living room. Christo is not there. He's actually trying to come up Astro, possibly. We'll have to see where he plays. Ooh, he's playing aggressively in this hallway. We'll have to
Yeah,
see
or
what
he
kind of
could
action is
just
going
toss
here.
an actual cell through the archway over there.
Yeah.
He could actually get like a triple kill if he times this right. Well, Kenny's no longer there, but still double kill possible. That rotation is now gonna render this impossible. But Char is literally dancing over the opening he made on the floor. Ergo, it would be a nice visual line of sight for Christo to direct the Nitro Cell with pinpoint accuracy. But that yet has to happen, and he's just no longer there, even though he's still very, very near, very close by.
Yeah, Shar will start to push into 90.
He failed. Do you have audio with the screen share?
No, but
Okay.
I can see what's going on, so.
Yeah, so the Nitro Cell went off behind him, and he didn't actually get it. Maddox gonna get a nice kill there, and yeah, it looks like the House of Cards is basically crumbling together. It's falling apart.
Yeah, it's not going well. Somehow LaFred's got back on the site from 90, but Maddox is going to pick off Raccoons. We will get a trade coming from Christo. Sorry, I keep saying Christoph. It's not Christoph. It's Christo. But Axis will plant the bomb, and Maddox with a cheeky little angle, and Kenny will finish things off. MishMash once again with another attacking round. Good lord.
That is going to be tough. There.
That's and what we saw on Oregon with MishMash's defense, it's not gonna. I expect the same thing, right? I don't expect much more. We'll have to see. Maybe they change their attitude right now. You know, maybe they pick up a defensive round. Maybe they come back on their attacking rounds. Maybe they really give it the beans this time. And who knows? But like we said, this game is pretty much just for fun. It's nothing super pertinent. It's not gonna change standings. It's not gonna really do anything except for the mental, right? So
Yeah,
we'll have
but
to see.
I gotta say, my personal, like you said, they have to turn things around pretty much right now, or it's too late. You didn't put it this way, but I'm paraphrasing you there.
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much,
gonna be
yeah.
a bit more pessimistic than you. I'm gonna say it's already too late, because even if they win this round, going into the attack, the hard side, in a 5-1 disadvantage, and that's the ideal scenario at this point. It's as good as it's gonna get if they win this round. And out of despair, look at where we are right now, right? This bomb site right here, reading, and is it living room? I'm not exactly sure what the names are. Yeah, living room. Library, reading room. It is going to be.
Interesting.
It's out of despair that they're defending this bomb site right here. Don't get me wrong. And Christo wants to spawn pick somebody that isn't spawning there. But nah, I believe Thirsty Bastards are not giving up, but just in name only. It is done. I believe they sense it, and they're never going to be able to win 5 attacking rounds, let alone 6, if they were to lose this one right here.
Let's see. MishMash did win 5, so I mean, is it possible if they can?
Well, physically, yes.
They can-
On a reasonable standpoint, absolutely not.
Mentally and psychologically, probably no. But that's for the next round to see. Man, this Vigil is getting played super hard. He's gonna get cross-fired from every angle, and there's also another kill coming through from Maddox. After this round, I want to see the scoreboard because it cannot be much more than 10 overall kills for the side of Thirsty Bastards. It's
9.
really not looking good for
It's
them. It's
9.
9 exactly. So they have not gotten more than 10 kills in 6 now. It's halfway through the 6th round, so really this is not. Look, Raccoons has 0-5 on Jaeger. This is not what you usually see from a Jaeger player, right? So this is concerning if you're Thirsty Bastards.
But I mean, they were starting off with relatively good performances. Remember the very first kill, which was the nifty Nitro Cell on, from beneath from the. Char, come on.
Well,
It
we
was-
just
Yeah. Timing, guys. I know you're winning. I know you're taking this easy, but don't take this too easy.
yeah.
That's an unfortunate way. But yeah, remember the very first kill of this map with the Nitro Cell through the floor to get the kill thanks to the Valkyrie camera. That's the kind of cohesion and team play that we just no longer see from Thirsty Bastards Gaming. I know they can do better than that, but their morale is just plummeting, and that's why this is happening. Diffuser is being planted. The Fred's unable to deny that, even though, as it was, Maddox planted right under his nose, but they are making good progress right now. For the first time in a long time, they seemingly have the upper hand. But it is unlikely the Diffuser gets actually destroyed right there. It was Kenny who gets the kill, but still.
Doesn't even know.
They don't even realize. So right here, he sees the gun.
Oh my god. Even when they had some glimmer of hope with that retake, it still did not go the way that they were hoping. I don't know what to say. 7-1 the first game. It's looking like a 7-0 this game. It's a romp for MMG right now. Walk in the park.
Yeah, very much so.
Sip of coffee. Morning breakfast, and they're just casually reading the newspaper while they're playing. that's a highlight right there.
Yep. So what can I say? It's one-sided. It's really one-sided.
Yeah, I don't think so. They can't be that one-sided, right? Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
It is looking like it's going to be a flawless game, and we haven't seen too many of these this very match, which is funny because most matches end up being 2-0s, and most matches are not very well balanced. There's still a very large gap between the skill level of the best team and the worst team in the competition, and everything in between. But yeah, full-blown 7-0s. We haven't seen one of them in a while.
Yeah, and as you can see on the scoreboard, nobody on MMG is negative. There's some people that are even, there's some people that are even, but everybody is positive on MMG.
Look. For heaven's sake, look at this: 8-1, 9-3, 6-2. That's crazy.
That's just not dying. That's a lot of not dying.
That's a whole lot of not dying. Yes, correct.
Yeah. A whole lot of not dying, and not dying wins you rounds. So
not dying plus killing. The attackers also need to do something before the timer runs out, but I absolutely get what you mean.
We'll have to see what kind of strats we can pull from MMG, because this could be pretty standard. We'll have to see, but we'll have to. Kind of a quick rush in from Christo.
They're more or less giving up now.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can at least pull something out of the hat, right? These are ranked strats now, so.
Wait. There's a big hole opening here. They should expect somebody to be right there. Sai gets one. Axe is going to turn around. He sees somebody. He does not get the kill. Is this not just attack Cider now? What is happening? How are MishMash dropping the ball? Wait. Is this map truly attack Cider now?
No, I think MishMash is just a little unawares of the nice rush strat, but hey, like we said, it could go the other way. You never know. Attacking side could just be could be shot in the dark. You never know. That was a flawless round, by the way. And
yes.
Knock rush kind of worked. Maybe we'll have to see. The Ash came through Art, and whoever that was got the back of the Ash as she was still rushing through the Art side, and yeah, not much more to say than it's a rush, right? It was a rush flawless round, so.
Yeah, it was. And it's kind of interesting because I vividly remember a similar round to this one. It was the finals of our tournament season, last season actually, or the tournament format, which has been discontinued for the time being, and they were in finals, and they were playing against Axios, which were a team that was in the Canadian Challenger League. They were dropped off because of the relegation, I believe, but still, and they did the very same thing against MishMash Gaming. Like, air rush, Axios came through the pantry, so they rushed from the basement and they came up, but the point or the general playstyle still is the same. And it looks like MMG still have to work on their counter rushing strategy on that bomb site, because I've seen this before, and many months later they still fall victim to a fairly similar ploy, unfortunately.
Well, the positive to go through here, it's not gonna be a flawless game. on the side of MishMash.
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
You got their
Thirsty
first one,
Bastards
so-
is safe face.
Oh,
Is he gonna run
Maddox.
out? Is he gonna run
Maddox,
out?
Please, don't do the Kanto. No, don't do it, Maddox. Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna get a kill. He's gonna get a. Oh, he doesn't get a
No.
kill. Okay. Well,
He
they
would've-
they knew that. Strat,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, the Freds was kind of hesitant. But look at this, another rush. They now know that there's a few people in the master's bedroom, so if you have control of the red stairs, you can cut him off. But right now, he doesn't look the right way. No!
And he had diffuser. What in the heck? Why does the Ash have diffuser? Going
Yeah,
up
that's-
red as your entry frag. That is just silly.
They're giving up. That's why, to be honest. Right there's
Maddox.
gonna be yeah. This is GG now. Yeah, it is GG.
Yep, there we go. GG is called, and we will have MishMash 7171 on Thirsty Bastards. And, well, not much to say, but they'll see. Maybe they'll see each other in playoffs. Maybe it'll be a little bit different once we get to, the higher stakes. But you never know. That was a romp from MMG nonetheless.
Oh, look at this. Let's not care about R6 analysts too much. Look at that. Yeah, they're quitting pretty quickly. 12 to 4. That's a 3 KD. That's a 4.5 KD. 2 KD. I mean, 2 seems like a small number in this match, but I mean, having 2 kills for every death is still a stellar performance, to be honest.
Yeah, that's just that's just too much. And I'm pretty sure MMG were ready for that rush the last time. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it
did it
works
the first
once, but not
round.
twice.
You're gonna be ready the second round. So either way, Ash having diffuser on top right as your entry fragging, that you don't usually see that either. So it's unfortunate to see, but in the end, 2-0 for MMG, and we move on to the next game.
There is no next game.
There is not a next game. I thought you said there
There
was.
there are 2 matches going on in parallel though. Like there's another best of 3 that started half an hour ago, roughly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But another streamer is hosting it. I will of course host
GG
his
language.
channel when we after the
GG.
interview and everything. But yeah, we're not going to be starting another best of 3 right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so guys, I'm a bit late, but congratulations. Winning 7-1 twice is a really good victory. Do you guys want to go for an interview? If so, please DM me or contact me on Discord or in Gilded. I'll be delighted to have them because that was interesting.
Yeah,
I
Kenny's,
mean,
Kenny,
it was just a romp. We can
Thank you,
say it
Access.
now that it's over. Like there's not much more to say other than it was just a slaughterhouse.
Yeah,
It was a romp, walk in the park. Like we said it already, so I don't think we need to beat a dead horse here. But yeah, it was a.
So here's something.
something, yeah.
We're gonna be going with the. We're gonna be moving to the interview. So we're gonna be going into a private group because, of course, there's 3 of us. So let me just leave the group and call you again from another private chat.
Okay.
Oh wait, do I not have him as a friend? No, I do. Oh no. Do I have you as a friend? I do. Perfect. Oh well. And let's call this group right now. And good evening, Kenny. Welcome back, Tree Bear. How are you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing good, Hans. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well, pretty good as well. As you may know, this is the end of the main season, and on a very personal note, not that I mind or not that I'm complaining, but the workload is going to drop dramatically because with every passing week, moving forward, there's going to be less and less matches to focus on, or to manage in parallel. Yeah. So you won 7-0 twice. The first time 7-1. My bad.
The other map was 7.
Yeah, 7-1 as well.
Both 7-1.
Oh, look at that. All right.
So here on the first map, I kind of gave you benefit of the doubt. So you were defending first, defense-sided map. I guess you just had a good defensive round, and then that momentum carried you through the attack rounds. But that logic or that benefits of the doubt doesn't work because then you started on attack. I did expect the second map to be really, really interesting. I mean, just look at the first round, right? It came down to the wire with the defuse, if you remember correctly. But then the rest of the rounds were just a walk in the park for you guys. Why is that?
I think the biggest thing is we felt confident coming into this game. They played well against OnlyFans, but we kind of felt that if we played our game and played with like a certain amount of aggression, that we would beat these guys. They are 5-1, and they're a good team, but we believe that we're one of, if not the best team in the league, so we had to come out and show it today.
Gotcha. Treebear, do you have any question of your own?
Yeah. Do you think it was just kind of a more relaxed feel since there wasn't really anything on the line? You know, you guys were both making it playoffs, both same standings. Was it just kind of for pride at this point, or why do you think it was that far of a margin? I guess.
The biggest thing is, like I said, we wanted to come out and make a statement. We felt like our one loss, which was the first week against OnlyFans, we lost 2-1 in both of our maps. We lost 8-7, and then we beat them 7-0. So we felt like we needed to make a statement to show that we were the best team in the division, and we wanted to come out and really show that, and not give them any rounds.
Yeah, very fair point. Very fair point.
I got one question for you. I got one more. And this one is not exactly going to be a softball. You won nearly every round, or you were able to overcome nearly every challenge that Thirsty Bastard threw your way. So I'm going to nitpick at like the one round you lost on Villa. I'm referring to this time around. So you lost due to a rush, right? And I mentioned this when we were casting. It felt very reminiscent of a rush that you lost last season during the playoffs of the tournament season, not the league itself, but the tournaments in the playoffs. You were in the grand final against it was Axios, and they rushed through pantry, through the basement floor. Not exactly the same angle that was used this time around, but at its core, it was still a rush, and you still were more or less defenseless to react to that kind of play style. So my question would be a bit, it's seemingly aggressive, but has your anti-rushing play style or skill level or preparedness evolved during the previous months? Because to me, it felt very, very similar of where you were as a team multiple months ago, which is not something I expected from you guys.
Yeah, that's a good point. The one round that they rushed up red, I believe, from basement, or at least piano hall.
Yes.
We would usually bring a Malusi, but we know that they played Malusi in our VOD watch, so we decided to ban it. And we knew it was going to be difficult holding that site without the Malusi that we play on the red hallway. So they got the advantage on rushing, and where we usually would have intel, we didn't. And they caught us off guard on it. We weren't expecting a rush, and if they were rushing, we were expecting a pantry. Like when we had the line call, all of us were throwing our utility towards the pantry door, and then they rushed Memorial, so they caught us off guard with that. But we do feel a lot better with the rushing strat, especially on that site. They just got us on that red rush.
And of course, that rush didn't work a second time around when you were ready in games room and aviation. I mean, the Ash running up the main stairs, the red stairs rather, with the diffuser, and next up is was it a Finca with the slow rate of fire as his second entry? It was kind of the death throes of a flailing, falling team. It feels like it, to me at least, and you were ready for that. So my next question for you, obviously the elephant in the room: how confident are you heading into the playoffs? So you lost to only one team this season. It is going to be OnlyFans, and should you face off against them in the grand final, how confident would you be? Furthermore, you haven't played at all against the top champion, the top teams of the other group. How confident are you to play against them in the upcoming weeks?
We're very confident.
So you think you can win?
I expect us to win if we're playing our best game. I think Gohan elevates us. Gohan and Maddox on entry. I don't think anybody can outfrag us in this league, and I think that we're the most dedicated, and I think that'll show in the playoffs.
I gotta say, I mean, the image you give of yourselves being extremely prepared, like watching VODs and counter-stratting and having multiple strats per bomb site, which is something that became apparent very, very early into the Oregon map on on the first bomb site, which was, I'm having a blank here.
Top floor.
Yeah, top floor.
floor,
I was looking for the actual name of the bomb site, bunks and dorms. So, for example, the very first time around, you have a rotation through above meeting. It's attic. I'm blanking out for some reason. You had a rotation in attic to have, was it Gohan in the big tower? And I thought to myself, okay, the idea is to cut off big tower. This way you don't have to have anybody in the attic area proper. So then you were more dispersed around for example, I'm blanking out so much. Goddamn. The armory room, and that enabled you to cut off complete access to Master's bedroom to the attackers. They were perfectly fine. And then I threw the question of, well, this time Thirsty Bastards are gonna know what to expect, and they're gonna react accordingly. But no, you had another completely different strategy, which was roam heavy on the first floor. Of course, it's your strat. But that kind of
It didn't work.
I'm stumbling.
That's the one round we lost.
True.
To them, we stomped them on that first round.
Yeah.
And our thought process was they're not going to try that again. So we played the first floor, and we were expecting them to push somewhere else, and then they pushed Master again, and it worked out for them. We lost some gunfights that I thought we should have won, but it's a good pocket strat that we have.
Gotcha. And
it's
all
an
around.
MMG special. It's an MMG special.
So just to loop back to what we were saying before, to me it feels like you are one of the most prepared teams. Absolutely. So you are very confident into this. I'm going to probe a tiny bit further. You are very confident. Are you going to make Challenger League someday?
That's the goal. It's definitely the goal. There's a lot of good teams and a lot of good players out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
now that you have Gohan,
I would say, now we have Gohan. I would say maybe not very, very confident like I am about this playoff, but the goal is Challenger League, and that's what we're aiming for.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to wish you the best of luck in the playoffs, just as much as I wish to any other team. Got to remain neutral after all. But since you are one of our poster teams, I'm gonna wish you best of luck for the Challenger League, though, because on that front, I don't have to remain neutral.
Thank you, Hans.
All right, without further ado, I'm gonna leave you here, and we will check if I'm in a position to generate the bracket for the playoffs. I'll have to see if there are like a few ties I have to break by counting, round win to loss ratios. If that's the case, you guys will of course understand, talking to chat more than you individually can hear. You guys will understand that I'm not going to be in a position to generate the bracket right now, because adding up those calculations on stream would be just boring as heck. Plus, the last match is still underway. So, yeah, I guess we're just going to host that channel and generate the bracket, if possible, directly after. But without further ado, Kenny, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you guys again next week in the playoffs. But until then, have an amazing rest of the night, and take care and keep on stratting.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, see you, man. Okay, so Treebear, any closing remarks before we take off?
Not much. That was a interesting round. We've said it before, so let's just leave it at that, and we'll wait till next week for the playoff.
Awesome. So you guys heard him. We are going to be taking off here. The stream is Astral VFX. The guy is casting in French. So let me just check. Is he in French now? Say something, caster. Yeah, this is French. So he is casting in French. If you only speak English, the match is between Elephant and Polar Pandas, by the way. So if you don't only speak English, well, you might want to watch it on mute, or this might not be as interesting to you. But one thing is for sure, this is the very last match of the main season. So without further ado, have an amazing rest of the night, and we'll be hosting the channel. So don't go anywhere, because another match is coming up right about now. This, that, and bye-bye.
bomb diffuser.